Shit. Ew! No, I'm kidding.
Those look like the bombs that the Green Goblin had in the Spider-Man trilogy.
Imagine it ends with Norman Osborn.
Well, instead of releasing like a gas of some sorts, it like churned people into skeletons.
Oh my god!
That suit
That's bright!
is okay.
It is bright.
It is bright.
I mean, to be fair, it's comic accurate, but
I'm not sure how I feel about this suit. It looks weird. I don't
it's
know.
a lot of white, honestly. It's more white than blue. You know, I'll give them this. At least for this show, they improved on adding more lighting to some scenes.
And
Even though it's still dark, I mean, like, they added different colors that aren't black and gray.
yeah, there was a lot of like very dead
Madripoor was
colors in
beautiful.
WandaVision.
Yeah, Madripoor was amazing. Oh! Spin move!
That was a cool move. Oh my god. That was a cool
He
move.
became a human ball! Remember the last time he didn't do it?
Come on, John. You can do better.
You can redeem yourself!
Redeem yourself.
Yay! Oh, wow. It was made of sheet metal. He did it. He still murdered that guy.
He
Brutally.
still murdered that guy.
In public, brutally. Oh, he's fighting them with one
time.
hand.
Oh,
never
wait,
mind.
No, they're
never
gonna die.
mind.
All right.
Yep.
Well, at least he tried to save.
Oh, GG. Seriously, what is going to happen here? It's Sam! The real Captain America!
Yeah.
He doesn't have superpowers, though. He kind of just has wings.
He has wings.
I mean, he's pretty smart. Oh my god.
Wait, what's happening?
She's the power broker.
Sharon?
Yes.
Oh, now you're sorry
now you're
for the
sorry.
people you killed.
I should have listened, but instead I tried killing you. That's a dead character.
Yeah.
Hey, Falcon and the Winter Soldier shows so much, like, how much balls Disney has to, like, do stuff like this. Which I'm just saying, kind of shows that Deadpool could work. Well, no, so that's 2022 or 3, so
Yeah.
we'll see. I mean, yeah, of course we have characters die in the MCU all the time.
But not like the deaths that happen in this show.
Oh yeah, the one, like, everybody knows that scene is, like, different to what we've gotten before.
Definitely.
I bring to you the body of the leader.
I bring you the body. That shot looks familiar. I just can't pinpoint where it is.
Yeah, no, same. I'm like, it looks like something else I've seen before.
Yeah.
The black suit. It's the black suit. It's the black suit. I bet it. Oh!
Yeah.
Oh, that looks so good. Now, here's the question. Is she gonna want to go back to Madripoor, or is she here for... Oh. I don't like the slow-mo.
I don't like the slow-mo either.
Oh god, who is she on the phone with? Ah. So is she a new big villain?
Damn it, Sharon. Hello everyone, MW Nick here with...
Hi, I'm Togurt. You recognize me, probably.
Yep. We're the hosts of Forace's Commentary, here to bring you all news about stuff we like and then just random topics we just suddenly appear online.
Woo!
But with today specifically being the end of the Falcon and Winter Soldier.
And let me just say, this show is interesting to go into, at least, because this is right off of the heels of WandaVision, only coming out about a week or two after. And wow, it is a switch in, like, the genre and the way it takes its
The genre,
episode.
the tone, everything.
Yeah, and there's a lot, especially that one behind the scenes, that caused problems for the show, but we can get into that.
Yes. So we have had 6 episodes, shorter than WandaVision, but very, very long episodes. Longer
Yep.
than WandaVision's episodes. So, the finale, it's 51 minutes. So it's shorter than the episode 5, which was an
Ironic.
hour. But they're technically shorter than that because the credits take like 10 minutes. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting though, because with this show we were aware that it was going to be 6 episodes, but what interested us was we all thought that it was going to have similar scheduling to how WandaVision one, where it was like 30, 40, sometimes 50, maybe 30 again. But no, this one was just straight back to back, constant hour, 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 hour. So it was really good that they did that, because if not, then it wouldn't be as engaging, but you were constantly sitting there, waiting for another episode to go on.
It like they made it a really good job of like making it seem like, oh no, this couldn't have been a movie. This has to be a TV show, which was really good in my opinion.
Yeah, they did a lot of interesting things purely with character-wise. Now, at the end, I say it in the commentary, but I talk about how I literally forget halfway through the last episode that John Walker is still a character, because it puts so much emphasis on the Flag Smashers, that you kind of forget that John Walker is supposed to appear at some point, and his character gets done interestingly in the last episode. I don't know. He has a lot of ups and downs, especially a very big up and down in movement.
We get that there's a whole his whole controversial killing in episode 4, and then in episode 5 he's getting a consequence. He's no longer Captain America. But then in episode 6, we get to see him do a little redeeming of himself. He gets to help out the people, drop his handmade shield, and then just help out the people. But Flag Smashers got him, but Sam was able to rescue the people, but like, at least he tried.
Yeah, he made an attempt,
He made an attempt.
But let the real Captain America handle this.
But then at the end, we get to see him become U.S. agent, which is
wow. But yeah, by the end of the episode, we get the technical 3 end credit scenes, 2 being major ones, and another one kind of just being like a nice ending. And the first one is not Captain America, John Walker becoming his character that he was supposed to be at any point, which was U.S. agent. Now, history about U.S. agent: he's a Dark Avengers / Thunderbolts character, which takes on certain roles as Captain America, but isn't Captain America. So it's a very interesting cross. And now that Captain America is out of the picture, or at least Chris Evans, now we have Falcon. It's going to be really interesting to see how they work him into the franchise afterwards.
Yeah.
And then the second end credit scene was Sharon, or Power. I'm going to call her Power Broker. All right, so Sharon is revealed to be the Power Broker in this episode. And it's major because everybody was like, well, it's a he. Like, the whole place was like, he is watching the Power Broker, him is watching, and then it ends up being Sharon. So the big thing about the ending was Falcon pulls through with his deal when he tells her that he can get her his place back. And what happens in the end? Well, he was able to do it, and now Sharon is back. But she isn't done with being the Power Broker. She ends up making another call like she has every single episode she's in, and is now probably going to be using prototypes of other weapons, which, let me just say, is such an interesting thing, because you got to think about what is coming after this series. But we'll get into that when we do like recap sums of each episode.
All right, so that's our like first impression thoughts of the finale, basically, sort of, not really, but just like last time with the WandaVision commentary episode, we're gonna recap each episode and basically our experiences with the show.
You want to rate them and tier them at the end?
Sure.
6? Yeah. All right, we can do that.
So we're just gonna make this get out of the way. This show was gonna be a completely different show.
Oh yeah, that was one of the big things.
It had to do so far with my knowledge of it, but Chris can help me out on here.
Oh yeah, I got you.
There's like this whole different version of the Falcon and Winter Soldier, but then the pandemic hit, and we basically got a lot of revisions of the story according to reports.
Yeah, so basically, this can be traced even back to Civil War. In Civil War, there is a deleted scene where Baron Zemo was supposed to use like gas to like mess with these auctioneers. Now, why do I bring it up? Well, this could have led into Baron Zemo's knowledge of the pandemic that was supposed to be in the series. Basically, midway through shooting, or not midway, probably it was by ending of shooting, we'd already had our first trailer out. But right before that happened, Corona hit, and well, that didn't go so well. So after that, reshoots were happening. People were starting to notice that they were back on set, that things were being reshot fully. That's kind of how John Walker's character got like leaked. But to be fair, Marvel wasn't planning on, keeping him a secret. They wanted people to know that he was going to exist. So what ended up happening was the whole original plotline was supposed to revolve around this pandemic. And obviously, if you've lived in the year 2020, unless you're a, 6-month-old baby, you would know that didn't go so well. So in the show, you can notice a couple things, namely with the Flag Smashers, which was that they use this thing which you probably heard so much this week if you've been keeping up with the show, ADR. ADR is a technique used to add sound or a voice after recording. So just in case there was a scene outside and it sounded completely horrible, there's a way to blend both audios in to make it sound normal, or you just cut the person out of the frame but have them talk. That is seen a lot in the show, and once you rewatch it with the idea of ADR, you notice it. And by the end, you notice that this show would have been something very different, which is an interesting idea. Now, we're not gonna get no Snyder cut of the show. If it does happen, then sure, maybe it'll happen. But I think the most we can get is like a script. I think it'd be amazing if Marvel released a script for the original version.
You called it the virus cut.
The virus cut. There you go. The pandemic, whatever you guys want to call it. But yeah, I think the way they pulled this off was definitely interesting. It does have weak spots though, but we can get into that throughout the episodes. So yeah, episode 1, New World Order. This episode begins with, ending off what happened last time. Avengers Endgame showed that the homie Cap is gone, and now it's up to Bucky and Falcon to sort of bring back that trust.
Cap is dead.
But yeah, Cap is on the moon, LOL. So yeah, I think pretty sure the show opens up either with Falcon giving away the shield or Falcon on a mission.
It was Falcon on a mission.
Yeah, so I've been told at least that Falcon going on a mission is a different idea. But I think it was pretty cool that, they show on a mission in the beginning, because that shows like what Falcon's basically been doing for the last 9 months that after Endgame. And it shows that he's still doing the big hero thing. He knows that he kind of has this mantle right now of, well, I gotta take up Falcon someday. So, he's trying to make up and hopefully trying to realize what he has to go through. But, we realize later in that episode that he's just gonna put the shield in a museum, which kind of sucks. But, biggest mistake. Biggest mistake. Bucky literally says, biggest mistake.
The huge turn of that episode was basically Sam, not wanting to be Captain America because he thought, I'm not gonna touch the legacy of that shield.
Yeah.
Basically, and basically throughout the whole episode, we just see Sam and Bucky on their like separate beginnings of the story in the show. We learned that Bucky is in therapy, and basically he is told that he has to make amends with people related to his killings as the Winter Soldier.
Yep, and that's where it gets really interesting. Me personally, the Winter Soldier scene from episode 1 is one of the best scenes in the show, because the choreography, the way it's depicted, the way it's shown as it's something that happened, but Bucky is seeing it as a nightmare. It is such an interesting and well done scene that I love that. I'm glad that this first episode takes its time. Like, it doesn't just put them both together and send them on a mission. Save that for next episode. This episode, we see what Falcon's been doing, what Bucky's been doing, what the world has been doing. It culminates all together really well. Now, something I do want to note, we get 2 major cameos this episode. One of them being a returning character in the finale, which is Batroc, who we see in the first episode taking over the aircraft. And also, as a surprise, we see Rhodey. He's here.
He's here. I forgot about him.
I find it super interesting because it's been stuck in my mind that Armor Wars will be sort of Rhodey's big show. So it's really interesting to see him here as like sort of a tease, but also relating to Falcon with like, oh yeah, we both got to take up these huge mantles. You know, Rhodey's not getting much, but kind of because Iron Man is a role that is gonna get passed on a lot. Rhodey's gonna take up the role. Pepper can take it up. His daughter can take it up. Ironheart can take it up. There's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of like contributing things that could be like the next Iron Man, which would supposedly be Ironheart, Rhodey, all those characters.
Yeah, that's why.
But then there's also like that weird contributing factor, which is Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
Like there's that one deleted scene where the cop is like telling Spider-Man, "So you're gonna be the new Iron Man, huh?" And it's like, huh.
Yeah, it's interesting because Iron Man is a very different cross between Captain America and how the mantle works. Iron Man can be seen as anybody who has an armored suit on and you're out, while Captain America is the shield. I hate to say it, but Captain America is the shield. It is whoever carries it, you are Captain America now. Bucky carried it at some point, Falcon carried it at some point, and so did John Walker. Everybody who has carried it with people's knowledge have been known as a Captain America type. So it's really interesting to see the sort of difference, and Rhodey even talks to him a little bit about it, but also brings up, you know, they're both in similar situations here.
Yeah.
So after that episode, or during the episode, we see a lot more. We get to meet Torres, who me and Nick both agree is a pretty decent character.
He is a pretty nice guy, fun guy.
I wonder what he'll do in his future. We'll see. What else happens this episode? Bucky. Okay, this is just me. I wish we would have gotten more Bucky. Even though I know this is Sam's show, I really wish we would have gotten more Bucky. There is
Bucky
so
with
many
Sushi Bar Lady.
Bucky and Sushi Bar Lady.
She's actually credited as just Sushi Bar Lady.
Poor girl.
The credit.
At least she wasn't Bucky Barnes' date. Like, you get one man toward the other. But yeah, no, we get to see Bucky take a shot after, what, 100 years? Like, Jesus Christ, the Bucky shoots him. Hey, he's still at game, though. Bucky still could put some game. Kind of. He also did have PTSD at the same time, so. Yeah. He also did run away. Actually, yeah, Bucky doesn't have good aim. Ironically. But what else do we see? We see Torres try to infiltrate a mission against the Flag Smashers. Doesn't go so well. He gets knocked out. Oh, and we get another sort of aftermath of the blip, which is the state that people are in who disappeared. Sam, of course, being, you know, someone who came back. And because of that, they talk about in this episode the money side or the economic side of how these heroes play. So the banker in this episode makes a joke that like, oh, Tony pays you, right? And he's like, no, we just have, you know, our own little things going on. So in this episode, it's sort of strange to see, you know, how Sam's life has completely changed, even as a superhero, with the blip. So
right.
And then we get the ending that left the world, not just the world in the MCU, the world as ourselves shook, which was seeing John Walker with the shield. And then it ends.
And then there was outcry.
And then people hated the man for 6 more episodes.
There was fictional internet buildings on fire over the image of John Walker.
We hated the man and he didn't even say a word. That was the biggest joke for a while. I hate this guy. I don't know who he is, but I hate him.
I don't know who he is, but I don't like him.
But yeah, that episode, I'm gonna give it a solid. I'm gonna give it like an 8 out of 10. I really like that episode.
You know, same thing. 8 out of 10. It was a perfect introduction. Just having perfectly setting up Sam's and Bucky's stories, just separately beginning and then coming together in the next episode. It was a nice flow.
Yep. And now we
In
have
which
episode 2. The
we're now
Stars. Oh,
talking to episode 2. Yeah.
the Star Spangled Man. Why is it called this episode? Because this is John Walker's episode, baby. We love this guy. No, we don't. No, we don't. No, we don't.
No,
This
we don't.
episode starts off with a locker room scene with him and his friend,
Lamar.
Battlestar Lamar. There we go. I know some of these characters only has their superhero name. And it's a really interesting scene because they're talking about their past and how cool they are, and he's talking about like the sort of anxiety he has over taking this big mantle, which tries to make us want to empathize.
Just John trying to be a good guy.
Yep. And then
he served. Supposedly he did good job in the military. And
he had
that's why
Purple Heart, right?
I think so.
I think that's brought up in the episode that he has Purple Hearts, which people who aren't familiar with Purple Hearts, they're one of the highest ranking things you can get as a soldier. So it kind of shows us like who John Walker, not Captain America, who John Walker is.
Right.
And then we get to, he goes to the football field, he talks about some stuff. I honestly forgot that whole scene.
Basically, the whole interview is like, yeah, I'm Captain America now.
I'm Captain America. You know who I am, lady? I'm Captain America.
Yeah.
And this kind of shows us like what the world is seeing. Because at the end of the football segment, it shows Bucky watching it with a big old grin on his face, thinking, "Damn, he's gonna die." So after that, we get to find Falcon going on another mission, and Bucky catching him off guard. And Bucky just going, "Take me." And what does Falcon say? Yeah, okay. No, I'm just kidding. He says no. He begs him not to go.
I can remember from that scene was like the big three: wizards, aliens. What was the other thing?
It was wizards, aliens, and robots.
Yeah, aliens, wizards, robots. The big three. That's actually on the T-shirt Disney is selling.
I want it. That is mine. It's actually kind of funny because it's sort of a nod to what this new wave of Marvel movies is. It is legitimately the big three. Aliens, that's involving Captain Marvel, possibly Eternals in a way. Robots being stuff like what's some robots coming in the future? Oh, well, the entirety of the Iron Man franchise. And then you have wizards, Doctor Strange, WandaVision Wanda was just let on the loose. So yeah, it's kind of funny that they bring up the big three. Then we get a whole team up scene between them not having any sort of cooperation. Coordination, that's the word. That's right. Cooperation, coordination.
Both are right.
Yeah. And then they get beaten up. They get absolutely destroyed by a couple super soldiers. And right as Bucky is about to die, yay, John Walker. At least he doesn't have a baby moment where when he loses, he goes, "They weren't even super soldiers." I can't wait to get to that episode. But yeah, John Walker and
John Walker uses gun, and
John Walker has gun.
John Walker has gun.
Now that might not seem like a big
special.
His neutral special is gun. But yeah, that happens. John Walker whips out a gun, doesn't kill anybody. He almost kills Bucky with a shield. Foreshadow. And yeah, they lose that fight. Walker gets on a car with Battlestar. Oh, Battlestar was there, by the way, in case you guys wanted to know. He was there. Yeah. And then now it's time for him to beat Captain America. What is Bucky and Falcon's first reaction? Leave.
Heck no.
Get away. And then John Walker makes the stupid line of, "Come on, I need the Falcon." And then Falcon's like, "Bird."
No.
No. Then that scene leads immediately into Carly. We get to learn a bit more about Carly in this scene. We see that she has a sort of close bond with Power Broker. Not close, but we find out later why that is. How she kind of knows the Power Broker.
Yep.
And after that, we kind of just see like what they're doing with, what they're dealing with, why they're doing it. And then we get Bucky and Falcon apparently on their way to go see a special person. Who was this? None other than Bradley something. Yep,
Bradley something.
I forgot his name, but he was Black Captain America. And we get
Isaiah Bradley.
Isaiah Bradley. There we go.
Yeah.
But yeah, he tells us we learn a lot about Isaiah Bradley in this one scene. Which was that he was tortured. 30 years he spent tortured in prison, erased him off the map, and he's apparently dead. Like at this point, he is considered dead. A nurse wrote him off in the when he left the hospital, and he was just presumed dead. So something interesting about Isaiah that I want to bring up is his son. They make his son a crucial part, or they at least show him a lot, and that interested a lot of viewers because in the comics, his son ends up becoming a Captain America.
Not Iron Patriot. Just Patriot. Right?
Yeah, he becomes a Patriot. Yeah. So it's gonna be really interesting to see if they ever implement that. I thought we'll get to it in the 6th episode, but I really thought they were gonna allude to something. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. So yeah, after that scene, we get a very heartbreaking scene with him telling them to leave, almost putting Isaiah in tears. And Bucky and Falcon get into an argument, and we get a very real scene.
Very real.
So what happens in the scene is Bucky and Falcon are talking, and this is a shady neighborhood, you can say. So the police drop by, and they see Bucky, and Bucky's initial sort of reaction to this is or not Bucky, the police's reaction to Bucky is someone disturbing you, or do you have an ID? And once Falcon responds angrily, because in this moment he is very angry at Bucky, the police says, "Sir, calm down," and goes for his gun. And it's a very tense scene. So, it's very strange.
It's very tense for because it just correlates back to what happens in the real world.
Yeah,
it's not something I don't want to individually talk about. It's just something more.
It's something we're not fully educated on.
We don't want to say anything wrong or say anything bad about it. We just it's just not our area of expertise.
Exactly.
But it's just a very tense scene to go over because it just correlates back to real world tragic events.
It's definitely weird when thought about, because somehow these producers managed to correlate two things that they would have put in the show to real world time. But yeah, no, the scene is very tense. It shows it gives another real world perspective, which we get a lot of in the show, which I really enjoy. If you watch the WandaVision commentary, I talk about one of my favorite scenes from WandaVision is the real world scene, where we see what happens after the blip. It's just very interesting. But yeah, that scene happens, very tense moment, but we get away from that scene, and Walker or Falcon is taken to a prison nearby.
It's a pretty weird resolution to that scene because one of the cops is like, "Hey bro, that's actually the Falcon," and then the other cop's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, sir." It's kind of a weird resolution to that interaction.
Yeah.
But we just move on from there in the show.
Yep. They end up taking Bucky away because I believe he has a warrant. No, it's the therapy. He was needed for therapy that day, and he didn't go.
Yeah.
So he's taken to the prison nearby, and who breaks him out other than Walker? Yay! Good guy, Walker. Yeah. And then they go to therapy. Very funny scene. Sorry, but the break between the tens and this scene are hilarious. Because this therapy scene is strange. Small summary, because I don't want to. It is hilarious. The contest, they're called children. It is great.
It's great.
But rating so far, that is one of my favorite episodes. That's in solid 8.5 or 9.
I'll go with 9.1.
Yeah. Now, to be fair, for me, the scene where they go fight Carly is very slow, so I don't really like that scene. But the whole episode in its entirety, just Isaiah Bradley and that whole scene makes it up.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, guys, so now episode 3, Power Broker. It's a good episode. We get a lot of bear in this episode, which is exactly what I've been waiting for this entire show. So the episode starts off with an interesting way, which is showing the GRC and what they do and like why people are kind of against it. And it's ironic because it immediately cuts to a GRC car holding who? None other than Walker. Yay.
Yay.
So it shows us what Walker's been doing, trying to find Carly. And he gets spat on and called, "You're not Captain America." And then he throws a hissy fit. Getting pretty mad, telling Battlestar about it. You know, small baby things. And then we cut to Zemo, or Bucky meeting Zemo. Zemo cracking a joke at Bucky, trying to recite the word, the Russian, I believe? It was Russian, correct?
Yes, Russian.
The Russian that had to be spoken to him to activate Winter Soldier doesn't work anymore, but, you know, Baron makes a funny joke. And Bucky's like, "Yo, look, we have our differences, but we kind of need you." And Baron's like, escape? So yeah, he does it. Baron is very interesting, though, because he double crosses, but at the same time is also with them due to their stands on how they're feeling about this whole movement.
Yep.
Alright, go ahead and explain what happens next, because I love this next scene.
Alright, so basically, we see an interaction between Sam and Bucky. They're like, "Oh no," Sam's like, "No, don't break out Zemo out of jail. You know what he did to us." But then like, we just hear Bucky telling the plan on how to break Zemo out, and we get shots of Zemo doing exactly what Bucky is telling the plan. It was a great scene, just Zemo breaking out of the prison.
Yeah, it's really funny because they do one of those things where they're explaining the plan, and then it
actually happens.
Going through, yeah. And then we see the purple mask. Ah, what a beauty! It better come back because Nick knows my stand on the purple mask right now.
Yep.
But yeah, Baron shows us that he is still rich. He is still billions.
He is Batman rich.
He's Batman rich. We get to see him with his private jet and his butler, who becomes important later. You know, they kind of do a little kissing. You know, kind of weird. You just need to see the scene. They get on Baron's jet, and they talk about, you know, sort of what they're gonna do. Baron talks about how he's crossed off his name on Bucky's book, insinuating that they're cool now and that they're gonna work together more. Now the butler, on the other hand, cracks some jokes at, you know, wanting to kill them or poisoning them, but you know, it's all fun and games. We get to now see Carly in one of the locations where they're keeping some of the GRC people. This whole scene just shows what the original plot of this show could have been, because they avoid all of that by just saying, "Oh, Mama Danya dies with tuberculosis later in this episode," which doesn't seem like it, but I mean, that's what they had to go for this episode. But yeah, then we cut to Madripoor, where so many good things happen.
All the things happen in Madripoor.
We get to see Falcon in a dope suit. We get to see Bucky pretend to be the Winter Soldier. We see some beautiful colors. Oh my god, the colors. There is so colors.
I love me some World of Color.
World of Color.
World of Color.
Yep.
Disney.
Disney. Come on, Disney, just bring it back, please. But yeah, this episode really shows like how beautiful Marvel can get with some of its sceneries. Kind of like with Black Panther, where like the colors were very vibrant. This gives big Black Panther vibes. I'm foreshadowing to something that happens later in this episode.
Oh, no way.
I know, right? But yeah, this episode's really cool. We see some amazing things. We're hopefully going to return here for Shang-Chi. That's the rumor right now.
Yep.
But besides that, we see them talk. Bucky has to pretend to be the Winter Soldier, which, Bucky and Sam have like second thoughts about. They have this really cool scene where they're playing. I believe it's what's the song name? Hold on, I'm trying to think of it. Oh, never mind. They play a completely different song to what I thought they played. But it's still really interesting because I've seen a lot of edits with the scene, which make it like even cooler. So what else do we see this episode? We see them pretend to be people.
We see them have to like talk to a lady of like where the flag smashers could be.
Oh yeah, then they kill the lady because guess who shows
Sharon
up?
kills the lady.
Woo, Sharon! Go for it, Nick.
So basically, we get to see a gunshot straight into the lady's head, and basically their whole cover is blown. They have to escape, but then guess who catches Sam and Bucky? That's right, Sharon Carter.
Woo! The reason why she's out here in Magic Force, just for some people who kind of didn't understand, during the events of Civil War, she had to sneak out Bucky's wings, Captain America's shield, and I believe something else. Might have been Falcon's guns, but I could be completely wrong. But yeah, we see.
Basically, that makes her a war criminal because she cooperated with allies of Captain America, who was the main war criminal because he went against the Sokovia Accords, and yeah.
Still a big thing, and I'll lead back to Mr. Thunderbolt Ross, who, I thought was going to be important, but he's still going to be important in Black Widow, so maybe we'll touch on that in the Black Widow episode. But yeah, Sharon shows off, she kind of owns some $1 million art just sitting in a little area. They crack a joke that, they don't really keep the real art in places because that's just kind of stupid. Sam doesn't believe him. Bucky obviously knows because he's old.
He's old.
A boomer. But yeah, we see them talking about, their plan and how Sharon might know where the power broker's hiding some stuff. And we get an amazing club scene. And I mean, Baron Zemo dancing amazing. Wow. I love this scene. Baron drops it. Alright, he shows us how to dance. But yeah, after the scene, we get the, what can this be considered? The dock scene? Container dock scene! They are actually here to meet Nasal, the man behind bringing back the serum. And he has some really good lines in this episode. One of his best lines for me was, "I was literally a god." Which, I love that. I don't know why. Some lines that sound completely, non-needed are so good in this episode. But yeah, Nasal's killed. Yeah, sorry to let you guys know. I know, favorite character, he lasts 5 minutes. Nasal dies. He gets shot by Baron due to, I don't know, I think something about their past. Baron doesn't like Zemo. I mean, Zemo doesn't really, like him.
Right.
So yeah.
We get another cool action spy scene.
Spy thing, yeah.
It was a very interesting scene because I feel like a lot of the action in that scene was like something I'd never seen before in a Marvel movie. It was very interesting, like completely like Sharon going at it at the dudes and like basically almost killing them.
Yeah, I can see that. I think I can see how interesting that fight scene was purely due to just it's Sharon versus every single guy there. Breaks a couple arms, shoots some dudes.
The usual.
Yep.
What else happens this episode? Is that it?
I believe that is it, yeah. Well, not really. I mean, you got I forget the ending. The ending. Also, just to let you guys know, Baron steals a car. He puts the mask on to kind of hide himself from the others. They get away in a jet with Baron. What else? I'm just trying to think of the flag smasher burned down a GRC building. I think it was just a building. I could be completely wrong.
And also the important detail, Sam and Sharon talk about that they want to get Sharon pardoned from the government so she could come back to the U.S.
That's right. Yeah. They have a deal at the end of the episode.
Important detail.
Yeah.
Ending of episode 3. We get to see.
Episode 3. It's It's not Okoye, is it?
No, it's Ao.
Ayo, we see Ayo from the Black Panther.
Ao.
Ayo, nah, he was
Ao.
he's the leader of.
Ao, what's up, Ao?
Ayo, whoa, Ayo, 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 Ayo. Yeah, we meet Ayo, which is such a cool introduction to a character we have no idea we were gonna see. But goddamn, I'm so glad that she's in this episode because it leads us to episode 4 with a beautiful intro. And I mean beautiful. We get a taste of what Black Panther 2 might be, which is mainly focusing on things that happen on the outside or just things that are happening everywhere else. So it's really cool to sort of think about. But yeah, we start to realize, we start to put some puzzle pieces together. Ayo and all the people of Wakanda still kind of want Baron dead. He killed their king, and that is episode 3. And wow, that episode is probably a 9.5 for me. Still not breaking the 10 mark.
I say it's a 9.
A 9, yeah. Like I said, they have really good episodes lined up.
Well, yeah, episode 4 basically starts off with Bucky Barnes talking with Ao.
Ao talks to Bucky Barnes about wanting to. This is the beginning of episode 4, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so they talk about the how Bucky recovered, because remember, after the events of Civil War, Bucky stays with the Black Panther and the entirety of Wakanda to sort of heal. He ends up being called the White Wolf, and just this is the way he relieves himself of the Winter Soldier. We see that they've obviously been doing something besides what they do in this episode, which is just healing him, and he finally gets to a state where Ao is able to repeat everything, the Russian. Some of the words are actually interesting. Some of them are Easter eggs to things that have happened in Bucky's life, while others are just some random words. And
Homecoming.
Homecoming. Train car.
First, like the word in Civil War when I first watched the movie, it was like, that is a reference to the Spider-Man movie.
And then you're like, wait, Bucky kind of has no relation to him. They fought once. That's it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Ao repeats them, and Bucky he realizes that he's free. He is left in tears, and we get an amazing performance from Sebastian Stan, who, by the way, brings his A game in this show. I love Sebastian Stan.
Yep.
We get to see, just how it impacted him, and now he's free. It's amazing. But yeah, that is that episode, or that beginning episode. The whole world is watching. And there's a good reason for why the whole world is watching. The beginning cuts to Ao and Bucky talking about how Bucky's trying to save some time for Baron, because he needs Baron to figure out some things with the GRC, or things that are going on with the Flag Smashers. So, they go to one of the GRC facilities. They try to talk to people, but, Bucky and Falcon are kind of well-known American heroes.
Yeah.
So they're not welcome there. Who is welcome? Baron, because he has candy. Remember, kids, don't trust random men with furry coats that have candy.
Candy.
Yeah, don't trust those guys.
No.
But yeah, after that scene, it's a pretty big scene, but it doesn't matter much. Kind of just gives us the information on where Mama Donya's funeral will be. And speaking of Mama Donya, we cut to Carly and Nico. Nico will be an important character this episode.
Not me, but the character.
No, yeah, the character Nico. This is a completely different Nico, unless Nicholas is in the show. Which, congrats on doing that. Okay. Yeah, but they have a nice little talk, and Nico brings up the fact that he was a Captain America fan. Wow, how cute! Nothing could ever go wrong.
It's the 100 Spider-Man.
Guys, don't keep hope for Nico. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think he makes it. We cut to Baron, Falcon, and Bucky walking through the streets, and Walker finds them. Guys, Walker has a thing for this. He does this a lot. Walker brings up wanting to imprison Baron again, but Bucky and Sam convince him that, he has information that you need.
Like, hey, bro, hold on. Don't kill him yet. We need him, bro.
Yeah, we kind of need him. I'm not going to lie to you.
I'm not going to lie. We need him.
So, Baron is able to take him to the place, and immediately once they get there, Walker handcuffs him to some place. That doesn't work. You guys gotta remember, this entire show has Baron not being able to stay in one place and getting caught. He has to think for this. So we see Mama Danya's funeral. We see Carly talking about, how Mama Danya impacted them, and she also kind of speaks to Falcon and Bucky, almost saying things like, "Oh, we need to make a change. Things have gone worse for us.
We need to make a change." But then Sam's like, "But you're killing people." But Carly's like, "No, I'm not.
No, I'm not. I'm just doing it for the right cause."
No, you are killing the wrong people. Don't
and then
kill people.
She's like, wait, maybe I am. And then John.
And then.
Errol, what are you doing? Errol, what are you doing? I'm gonna hit you with my shield. Yeah, he got very angry.
He
flies off the flight of stairs to go catch him. Baron shoots Carly and makes her drop the serum. And what happens in this scene? Baron kills the serum. He breaks them all
of the.
He breaks 9 out of 10. Why do I say 9 out of 10? Well, John Walker enters the room trying to figure out what happened and finds a blue little capsule, which, as he knows, is the super serum. And it's confirmed to us later on that he ends up taking the super serum. Well, he takes the super serum, but he injects the super serum as well, so I can make it a bit more clear. He ends up, Battlestar meets with him, and he's like, "Hey, yo, what's going on?" And he's like, "I don't know, man. I'm going through some rough times. It's difficult." Oh, wait, no, that's after. That's after.
Alright, so what happens when John gets the serum? That basically, like, Sam, Bucky, and John get in, like, a huge argument. "No, you weren't supposed to do it. Just give him more time." And then, like, what happens is that Ao and the other, what are they called? Like, just
the
guards.
Adora Milaje.
That. Basically, though, that they start fighting because they want to catch Zemo. Basically, their time ran out. But then Zemo escapes. Bucky's arm is disconnected because, like.
Oh yeah, the Adora Milaje destroy in this scene. They absolutely wreck all 4 of them. And it leaves them with several thoughts. One, Bucky realizes that, they can take his arm.
He can take his arm away.
Sam is kind of just like, what the hell?
What happened?
And
Zemo
then
escapes, and John whines.
John is a baby.
They weren't even super soldiers.
It's great. But yeah, that all seems happen. John Walker's a giant baby, and it also leads him to his next couple of scenes. His next scene immediately following this one. Oh, they also find out Baron did. Baron left El Chapo style.
I already said that.
Yeah, well, Baron leaves El Chapo style, and we cut to Battlestar and John. They're talking about, just things, how their war went, how they've gone through wars, and John brings up a very interesting question. He goes, "If you were able to get the super serum, would you take it?" And Battlestar answers very simply, "Hell yeah, man. It only enhances who you are." And John takes that as, maybe I should consider. By his looks, it doesn't show that he will. But we don't really get a timeline on when he takes it. That is one thing that is noticed, but it's assumably after the events of what happens. So after this scene, Carly is able to get a hold of Sam's sister, right? Sam's sister.
Yep.
Sam's sister, yeah. And she makes it clear that it needs to be her that tells him. That way, Sam can be shown that she is a serious threat. Quotations mark. Yeah, so they end up meeting him. Falcon was told to go alone. He ends up taking Bucky, which, didn't sound as bad as an idea. Carly was completely fine with it. It could have been an amazing talk.
Basically, she was like, I told you were supposed to, like, go alone, but fine, I'll accept Bucky. But then, freaking John.
John's like, "Hey, man, I'm gonna come in now." And, yeah, it doesn't go well. Basically leads to
this big fight. And, like,
a lot of things happen.
John is fighting out the Flag Smashers. Lamar is also fighting. But then Carly is like, I am done with all you, and then
And
basically kills Lamar.
she kills Lamar. Lamar is dead in this episode. He is smacked straight against the pillar, literally cracking it, meaning that he has been cracked.
He is dead.
Yeah,
and then John, he gets angry.
Yeah, there is like, I'm pretty sure there's a moment of silence in this whole thing where John is like, oh my god, that's him, he's dead, I need to do something, and he goes insane. He goes up trying to murder. He is destroying things, and what happens is the biggest scene in this entire show. No one can tell me otherwise. What happens in the scene is John has full anger. He's aware that Carly and the others have dipped to a certain area, so what does he do? He
goes after Nico.
He goes after the Flag Smashers, ends up catching Nico, and he's like, you know what? You're a part of them. So what does he do?
You are a part of them. So, like, I'm gonna kill you.
Now, I'm not sure we can show it, whether it's too graphic or just because Disney won't let us. But it is a graphic scene. It is very clear what John did there, and it is, wow. This shows that Marvel is ready to do some big things soon. So we get, Nico being brutally beat, Falcon and Bucky not catching it on time, and the episode ends with John standing there, the whole world watching him with a bloody shield. And that is the end.
It's a very stark contrast to what John and Steve are as the Captain Americas.
Yeah.
So Steve as Captain America, we basically almost see the same thing in Civil War, where Steve is about to hurt Tony with his shield, with his shield, and then like aim it for the chest, but then he only goes for one hit on the arc reactor in the armor, and that's all he does.
Yeah.
He doesn't kill Tony, and he leaves the shield there. But with John, he does the same thing. He goes for the chest, but instead of just one time, he does it multiple times, brutally killing Nico. Which is the stark contrast, and what makes Steve Captain America, what makes John the misguided Captain America.
But yeah, that is the end of episode 4. Probably one of the best episodes. I think I'd rate that one a solid 9.7.
9.5.
9 really?
Yeah.
Damn, in my opinion, best episode of the whole series. This one, then it leads to Power Broker, and then the rest are kind of, entangled. And then we get to Truth. A interesting episode.
It's a very interesting episode. It starts out with this, with John running away.
Yeah, basically it's John running away from all this problem, sort of being a symbol of how different they are, like Nick just talked about, where, he disappears, but Bucky and Sam are able to catch him and say, look, you're not getting away with this.
Hey man, like, you killed somebody.
So we kind of got to take you in, or at least take away that shield. So what do? They pull a Bucky and Captain America type scene from Civil War, and all three of them get defeated. And something you could tell is the similarities in how they use their powers, quotation marks. Falcon uses his wings, he brings out his grappler, Bucky tries using his arm a bit more, but John goes for something else. He just learned that he can murder people with his shield by a simple buff to the chest. So what does he do for every single killing blow or an attempt? He tries to replicate it. Every single time, every character is saved, but it is scary to think that John wanted to continue doing this.
Yeah.
But in the end, Bucky and Sam prevail by breaking his arm and taking the shield away. And there's a scene where Bucky tries to wipe off the blood, trying to show, like, the shield means a lot. And, this is the first time he's really seeing the shield, holding it face to face. And he is heartbroken by it, just seeing all the, things that had to go on right now. Bucky leaves the scene, not wanting to be caught. And we find in the next scene Sam and Torres talking, which is really fun because, we haven't seen them in like 2 episodes together. And this is probably my favorite teaser so far, besides maybe US Agent, which is Falcon giving Torres the wings. For people who are watching who aren't really kept up with some news about it, Torres becomes the Falcon in the comics. Now, in the comics, he becomes the comic version of Falcon, which is he grew wings. But of course, we see in the Marvel universe that isn't the case. As long as you have wings on you, you are the Falcon.
You are the
So,
Falcon.
so
If you
Falcon,
have like if you have robot wings, you are the Falcon.
you are the Falcon, and confirmed. See, the Wasp has Wasp wings. The Falcon has Falcon. You see what they did there?
The Spider-Man was bit by a spider.
Spider. He also has
The
spider.
Iron Man has iron armor.
He got bit by iron. No, I'm
The
kidding.
Captain America, because he's an American soldier.
What? And Black Panther. He is he's actually
He is a panther.
Yeah.
Black Widow, because she's a widow.
Woman.
I don't know.
A woman. Yeah.
A woman.
A woman. No, yeah. He passes it on to Torres, and it gives all of the comic viewers like, oh, okay, so we might see because a Falcon. Because in the last episode, it fully tells us it makes sure that we all know that he is no longer Falcon. This is Captain America, meaning the mantle of Falcon is now going to be passed on to who? Hopefully Torres, who fixes up the wings, and we'll see maybe in the Younger Avengers movie or something along the lines. But after that scene, we get to the court scene between John Walker versus the they're not the GRC, right? That's just like this is actually just
I think it's just government, yeah.
Government type
so
stuff.
Basically what happens is John Walker, he kills somebody, which is not a good look on the Captain America image. So the government takes away his Captain America privileges, and John Walker tries to fight it back by basically saying, "No, I followed everything you said of what you made of me. I'm doing everything you told me to do, what you taught me." And wow, what a scene, man.
It's definitely a very interesting scene. I can tell that there's some heart in the scene. Shows John Walker kind of like everything I did was because of you. And we see him heartbroken by the end because he is literally told that he is no longer captain.
Wyatt Russell is doing a really good job. He's done a great job in this show.
If your character is hated, then you're doing really good. It kind of shows us why he's Kurt Russell's son. Because as we all know, Kurt Russell plays Ego the Planet in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, a hated character, but it's not like Dark Elf hated. It's Dark Elf. It's who's a hated character that you can remember. I'm blanking on characters that people universally hate, but he's a universally hated character because of the way he plays. But if you can do that, then you are doing a really good job.
You were doing a good job.
I think Wyatt Russell for a really good performance. And this episode also gives us a big reveal, which is the reveal of, let's see if I can find her name. Hold on. I just want to see her name.
Valentina.
Oh, here we go. Contessa Valentina Allegra de Fontaine, otherwise known as Val. So Val is a very deep cut into the Marvel comics. She is known as several things in the comics. She's known as Madam Hydra, but only for a small amount of time. She worked on sides with Nick Fury. She's a very interesting character, but I think what most people are saying right now is she's going to be playing, and it kind of confirms it in the final episode. It shows us she has a purple strand of hair. No, in the comics, I'm blanking. I'm not going to be able to look up her name right now, but there's a character in the comics with a purple strand of hair that works with anyone, So who else but Thaddeus Ross, Mr. Thunderbolt himself, who is said to appear in Black Widow, but it's past, so who knows if it'll really be implemented. Rumor is Taskmaster will be a part of the Dark Avengers or the Thunderbolts that are being assembled. By the last episode, we see that, what's his name? Walker is becoming U.S. agent. We know Zemo's on the raft. And who owns the raft? The Ross, Thaddeus Ross. So, who knows? Maybe we will get some Dark Avengers Thunderbolt stuff, but for now, this is just a small teaser. Who knows when we're going to see a full-flown Dark Avengers thing?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's just interesting. We meet up with the people in the next scene at a broken-down facility, talking about, we gotta do Flag Smasher stuff. We gotta really send a message. Guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. The Flag Smashers didn't do it for me as a villain. They did leave a good mark, but they just didn't do it for me as like a full-blown thing. I did like, however, in the end, when we kind of were gonna get a teaser on, oh my god, the one world, one people, people in
One more
secret,
people.
and then the butler kills him. It's pretty funny.
We're talking. Aren't we talking about episode 5?
We are. It's just really funny. But yeah, they didn't do it for me. But the next scene is really cool. It was the Sokovia Memorial. We find Baron at it, and Bucky meets up with him, knowing that he's there. And Bucky shows up with intent, or showing that he wanted to kill him, when in reality, he went to bring him in. Bucky felt like Baron had done a lot for him in the last couple days, so he lets him off with just going to prison and convincing the Dora Milaje to not kill him. And basically gives him a free sentence. So, yeah, and then the next scene, Nick, you can explain this one, because it is a heart-wrenching one.
You know, Sam, Bucky returning to the U.S., and Sam gets to visit Isaiah Bradley again. However, you know, Isaiah's kind of still on edge because, like, you know, all his past. So we get into this conversation between Sam and Isaiah about how Sam is, you know, I'm gonna take up this Captain America mantle, but then Isaiah's continuing to tell him about his past, and I won't be able to fully explain, but then there's just that line where Isaiah says there will never be a black Captain America, in which basically it's this whole thing of Isaiah warning Sam, like, you won't get treated the same as a person with blonde hair and blue eyes, and it's a very real scene. You know, the writers knew what they were doing with this. It is a real world situation of systematic racism.
People are treated very differently for their color, and if they're not a certain thing, then, you know, sometimes the scene is an opposite.
Bad things happen.
He goes also into his past, his past lover. He goes into how he was very mistreated, and it's just a really good scene all in its own. And it kind of gives Falcon a sort of take back, because he's like, right now he's set on becoming the Captain America. But he's seeing this horrible past, and that now he's settled on, he's going to do this not only for him and for Bucky, but for the people who have been wronged by the government. Showing that anybody can be Captain America. Just, doesn't matter on anything. And then we get to the next scene, which immediately coming after this scene is, oh god, it's the guys, we go almost an entire episode with a boat. It is filler. It is so much filler. After so many home runs, we get the amazing fight, we get the amazing courtroom scene, we get the amazing teaser, we get the amazing Sokovia scene, we get an amazing Isaiah Bradley scene, and now we're stuck on a boat with Sam and Bucky.
Basically, the whole episode running throughout all of these powerful scenes, and then almost coming to a screeching halt with the boat. Like, going back to the boat situation from episode 1, it just felt like something that the writers forgot about and had to quickly bring it up again. It was just very jarring about Sam wanting to rebuild the boat.
While a murderous group of people are on the loose, it's just very strange.
Yeah.
But let's get away from that, because
but it's still kind of it's still just kind of on its own, it's a nice scene. It's just a very jarring scene, because of the episode it's in.
Especially with what comes after, which is another good scene. We get Walker talking to the parents of Battlestar, speaking on his death, but Walker once again doing his manipulative thing, which is telling them that, he killed the man who killed Battlestar, which isn't true. Nico is just a guy working for them. but he says it because the family respects him and loves him. They say that what he did was correct, and he sort of sees this as a call that he needs to take more initiative here. And he finds a Cap is back sign, or calling that he's no longer Cap. Now he is just a guy that has been used, and that's the end for him. But yeah, after that we cut to Sharon. I believe Sharon is talking to Baron here and telling him about she's supposed to go spy on the Flag Smashers, so he does that in the next episode. And then we cut back to the boat stuff with Bucky waking up to the kids playing with the shield. Does this mean anything? I believe in the comics it doesn't. I don't believe his nieces become anything. But yeah, we see them work on the boat again, and then we get another pretty good scene.
I made a comment on that scene, was like, did those children not see what that shield did on
national television? I guess not. I just
they're playing with the shield right after it was used to brutally murder someone.
They're like, we shield. Yeah, that's I actually never thought about that one. But it also gets followed up by Falcon and Bucky speaking on Captain America, the mantles, how Bucky's dealing with the situations right now, and they both come to a man saying, let's take our priorities straight.
Basically, people have, basically part of the roots of this show's systematic racism, and people have put the scenes together as the two are having a healthy and mature conversation about racism, and it's a pretty nice scene.
It's a great scene. The show handles some of this stuff brilliantly. And what do we cut to? Well, Falcon training. It is such a good scene. It's a big reminder that not only are you not a super soldier, you also are taking up this vibranium shield. You need to be able to catch, throw, bring back anything. And he's able to train. Now, do I think he's fully prepared? No. I think there's going to be a lot more training that he's going to go through. Do I think he'll ever take the serum? No. Because that's his whole point right now, that he doesn't have the serum. He's just a dude with a shield and wings. And then the end of the scene is followed up by Batroc meeting with Carly, and them preparing to take on the GRC, and then seeing the GRC getting taken over. And the whole episode ends with Falcon opening up the case, which is revealed in the next episode to be the suit. Cutting to episodes. Oh yeah, episode 5 is a solid 9. 8.5.
9,
like I
because
said,
of the boat scene.
The boat stuff just doesn't do it. I mean, maybe there's something I'm not seeing. Maybe I gotta go watch it back. But I don't know. I don't think I needed to watch Bucky flirt with Sam's sister and make a right arm joke. That's all I remember. It is such a bland thing to do. But anyways, enough of that. Let's get to the season finale, baby.
Finale.
Woo! It's half decent. It's okay. Guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. This season finale is good, but it's not, standard good. The show opens up with them showing that the GRC is under attack, and that Bucky also, for some reason, Sharon has a mask, which was so cool. Amazing.
It was basically Black Widow's mask from.
Oh, she does use that.
Winter Soldier movie.
Oh my god, I didn't realize that. Yep, that's true. And then we get the big reveal. Hopefully we'll show it on screen. We get the big reveal of Sam as Captain America. And me and Nick have very split opinions on this.
It's an okay suit of what the Wakandans gave Sam. I just I don't know. There's something about the suit that doesn't sit right with me. That doesn't look like that doesn't really look like a Wakandan suit on its own, really.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I don't know.
It was an interesting gray area. It was a gray area for us. But once we got to once we saw the wings, we kind of started to see a bit more, but we're still very split on, well, it's a good suit, and I really like it. But if you simply look up Sam Wilson as Captain America. So look, and you're gonna see that the comic suit is accurate. The suit that they use is super accurate. It was a matter of them just adjusting it to things that it was gonna look. Now we already knew what the suit was gonna look like beforehand, but we didn't know what it would look like on him. But you know, I think, in my opinion, the suit is very accurate. It just seems off for some reason.
Yeah.
So yeah, cutting to the next part, we have Sam going through. We have everybody being evacuated. You know, a couple normal scenes. Carly's able to get in contact from inside the building. You know, being able to speak to them sort of phone to phone. And then we get Batroc trying to fight Sam leaving the fight. Then we get, what else do we get? We get Bucky fighting the super soldiers. He has to like break out people from
basically
super
one versus a
six.
lot.
Yeah.
6.
And then Walker comes out and is like, "Hey, I'm here!" Yay!
I actually, he doesn't really say that. He's just like,
Bucky's like, "Ah!" No, I'm kidding.
With a handmade shield crafted from my own steel. I don't know.
He's like, "Does that thing work?" Nah. It gets broken the first 5 seconds. That would have been really funny. But yeah, we see Falcon trying to save people on a plane. We see those two working together. Sharon is.
I could just remember that specific shot where it just rolls in a ball into the window of the helicopter.
When you guys see this, it's gonna be really funny. But at one point, he's like, "Okay, we're gonna have a super secret plan. Here's the plan. All right, we're gonna count and we're gonna do something." And everybody's
first off, he was like texting one of the people on there and was like, Put the
AirPods in, lady.
Put in your AirPods.
And then he's like, "All right, we're gonna count to 5 and we're gonna do this." And everybody's like, "Oh, something's cool about to happen." What happens? He becomes a ball with a shield and murders.
Rolls out of the helicopter.
He goes, "Whee!" and takes the guy out, and the lady's able to save everybody. So who's the real hero? That's right.
And like all the people are saved, you know. Then another funny shot is the helicopter basically bonking off the shield into the ocean.
Basically, Falcon tried saving a couple of the policemen in an airplane that was flying down, and it ends up somehow falling onto the people who landed. And Falcon's shield kind of just goes, "That doesn't really need to be here," and just bonks it off. And yeah, that was really funny. So yeah, that scene is followed up by, this scene is like, this whole episode is very sporadic on where it wants to be. But then we get to this underground sort of chase, and we get Captain America going up against Carly.
Actually, no, there's one more thing before that.
What happens? That's right.
Car
the car scene.
On that construction, and like Bucky not knowing what to do. But then we cut to John, thinking like the flag smashers. He has
murdered the person who killed my best friend, or
he can save the people. In which he drops his handcrafted shield, it breaks, and he tries to save the people. In which we already talked about, he makes an attempt, but he couldn't because he was interrupted in trying to save them. But Sam rescues them, so it's all fine and dandy.
It's all good.
At least he tried, which is
it's kind of redeeming.
It's kind of redeeming. At least he tries.
At least he made his good attempt. What a good boy. But yeah, then we get to, after that whole scene, we get to see Sharon versus Carly, and that scene revealing that Sharon is the power broker, a big theory that has been going on since we first saw Sharon, and it got revealed. That's how Carly knew Sharon. Batroc was apparently hired, but then Sharon kills Batroc, and Carly almost kills Sharon. It's kind of a 3v1 or a 2v1.
But then Sharon kills Carly.
And it's basically everybody who gets shot is shot. But yeah,
and then Sam was like, "No, why?
I want to kill you."
Shouldn't
Sharon's
have
like, "What'd you say?" I just shot her. Yeah, but Sam sees this as sort of a loss, bringing her body to the people, the GRC.
In which me and Chris had the same comment about that specific shot of Sam crawling out of the
Superman!
underground. What?
It's Superman. That's where we recognize that scene from. Superman does that exact same thing.
In which movie?
Hold on, let me look it up. Superman carries. Keep talking.
So basically, we made the same comment that that shot where Sam is carrying Carly out of the underground, like we've seen something like that before, and apparently now Chris has remembered what it's from. Apparently, it's Superman. I still don't know.
It's a Superman scene. I mean, it's kind of reminiscent of this. Let me put it in here. It's kind of reminiscent.
Where'd you put it?
Memes.
Oh.
You can kind of see it, but there's definitely something more.
I feel like I feel like it's from like a specific thing. We just don't know exactly
we're definitely on the right track here.
On the right track, but something different.
Yeah, so he ends up carrying her down to them, and the GRC's like, "Hey, yo, why'd you do this?" And then Sam's like, "All right, well, you're not gonna do the whole border thing, right?" And they're like, "Yeah." And we get this amazing scene that goes on for a while and deserves to, which is Sam talking to them about, "Why are you doing this? You guys have all this power. You guys were helpless in these last couple minutes, and you now know what these people have been feeling for the last couple years. The 5 years that have passed without half of the population. Once they come back, why did you guys treat them like this?" And he sort of gives them a reality check, and even a reality check with the whole Captain America thing, where he goes, "You think I don't know people are hating on what I'm doing right now?" And it's true. Isaiah Bradley told him, Bucky told him, people are going to hate the idea of having a black Captain America. But Bucky was like, "You know what? I got to change that opinion." So he goes out and straight up calls people out, which is a good scene.
Mm-hmm.
And then it ends with, or we get some views of what people are seeing. You know, Isaiah Bradley smiling. We see his sister smiling. We see everybody, you know, Torres, all of them seeing what he's doing and that it's a good thing. So, you know, Sam walks away with changing everybody's mind. And we see that the people who were going to get arrested from these flag smashers have a guy working on the inside again. And they're like, one people, one nation, one world, one whatever. And then Baron's, butler kills them.
Yeah, he explodes the car where the flag smashers.
It is really funny. It is hilarious because it's just an old man going. But yeah. Then we cut to what I consider an end credit scene. I consider like the rest of this episode that I'm gonna speak on an end credit scene, which is where we get to see Baron on the raft, which sort of gives a hint to the next part, which is what was her name again? Something Val. We see Val. Talking to the supposed girlfriend of Walker.
No, she is John Walker's wife.
Oh, John Walker's wife. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, we see her talking with John Walker's wife, and we're all thinking, oh, what are they talking about? And they're in an empty courtroom, so we're just like, oh, maybe like Thaddeus Ross is gonna come out. No, because the moment his wife goes, maybe he's mad that the helmet won't fit. In my head, I think in the recording it shows that I am screaming, knowing that this is the U.S. agent costume, the black one. And not only do they show the costume, right? It's full black. It's the costume that we've already seen. The Val goes, "You are now the U.S. agent," and we're all just like, "Oh my god!" Yeah.
Okay.
U.S. agent. That's
US agent.
Amazing. I cannot wait to see what they do with them. The next scene is heartbreaking because we definitely expected the scene to come soon, which was Bucky coming to terms with his final thing in his book, talking with the grandpa,
the old man,
If I believe we didn't really touch on it, but the old man's son had died due to Winter Soldier. I say Winter Soldier, not Bucky, purely because they're two completely different characters.
Yep.
The Winter Soldier went on this mission to kill a couple of like people and with power, and his son ends up getting caught in the crossfire scene. And Winter Soldier's terms back then were, if you are a witness, you die.
No witnesses.
Yeah, no witnesses. So he kills him, and he's left with that grief forever. and he finally tells the old man about it, and the old man, as you know, as anybody really should, kicks him out. But it wasn't because
Okay.
he.
Wait, is that what we're really concluding with? He just kicks him out?
That's what happens. No words are said. It is left with both of them distraught.
I just feel like it abruptly ends because like the last line was like why, and Bucky doesn't say anything.
I think it can be shown as Bucky leaving or being kicked out, but both of them understanding that what was said had to be said. In a way, Bucky had to come to terms, get full closure, and the old man finally got the resolution that he wanted since the beginning, which was who killed him and why. And it's amazing because you see the shot not only in Bucky's eyes but in the old man's eyes, because they both have known each other for so long that it's sort of heartbreaking. In the next scene, following that, we get to see the book, or we see the therapist of Bucky receive a gift, which include the book and a thanks for everything that she did, which she did a lot for him, to be fair. Do I think as much as Ayo? No. But I think that it's cool that, it's finally over. Bucky passes by Sushi Girl Place, and apparently they're still cool, so who knows, maybe we'll get Bucky Baby.
Okay.
And the next scene is Falcon talking with Isaiah Bradley, talking about how, oh, well, guess what I did? And he's like, yeah, I saw Kiddo. And Falcon does something really cool. He tells him let's go on a trip. And he takes him to the museum that we saw in the second episode. And he shows him that his footprints or fingerprint, whatever you want to call it, in the world has been left. Isaiah is now known to the people as one of the few super serum people.
Yep.
And it's a heartwarming scene because you see the son and Isaiah both thank Bucky for what he did. Sam, my bad. Having both of those characters in the show is not very easy to control. At least in WandaVision, I just knew Wanda's very behind all of this. But yeah, then they cut to a boat, and then the episode. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, the boat didn't do it for me again. But yeah, they do that, and then our end credit scene is Sharon being reinstated, and then double crossing. Yeah, we kind of went over it, so I won't push it too much.
Yep.
And that is Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
That is Falcon and Winter Soldier, in which the finale we give. Or what do you give?
An 8.
An 8?
It is probably my lowest score.
8.8.
I mean, maybe an 8.5. I don't know. It does some things right, but I don't know. It just Marvel needs to kind of improve on finales, even though they do really well in movies sometimes.
I don't know. I liked it for what it was.
I'm very mixed on this episode, but you know what I'm not mixed on? My feelings towards the entire show. They managed to nail it and do so many things well, barely missing a couple marks. The boat is probably my only problem with the show. If they would have removed the boat and added a different storyline entirely, I would have been fine with that. But this show gets an 9. This show gets
an overall 9.
If you guys remember, I believe in Wanda, I gave an 8.5 for very good reason. That show has very different pacing to what this has. But I still believe that Marvel is in the right direction with these shows, and Loki will be proving that Marvel can do this twice, which is 2 seasons. Because none of these shows are getting 2 seasons. Besides, I think it's What If and Loki are confirmed right now. But yeah, those are the final verdicts. This show did really well on what it was supposed to do, and I think that Marvel is heading in the right direction.
Mm-hmm. Except for the
boat.
Widow movie.
Oh, yeah, I guess we'll speak on the Marvel future. Here's the title card. Woo, Marvel future. It's an interesting one. Only 2 days ago now, as of recording this episode, we got the Shang-Chi trailer. Let's do a small recap. I think it's gonna be really good. What do you think?
First of all, I learned that it's actually pronounced in Chinese, it's supposed to be pronounced Song Ti,
Ah,
or something like that. Hopefully, I'm not being culturally insensitive. I'm sorry.
I will say the movie that is coming out. I think I mean Shang-Chi was how I've heard like
Shang-Chi.
before. Shang-Chi. I think that's a isn't that how someone says it? How,
Like
ah,
like I saw IGN video, and like one of their people from IGN China like did a video of how to pronounce the name.
Okay.
Yes, it was like, hold on, let me like double check this. Like
Go for it.
Song
so
Ti.
basically while
Or-
he's doing this, guys, the trailer came out. I think it looks really good. I'm very excited for the show. It's gonna be a very different taste. We're gonna get some more lore to the idea of the Mandarin, who is apparently the main character's father. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they do this dynamic. Something else to note is that this will be Marvel's first outing with a new character in a while. Because before this was Captain Marvel, who had not been seen, and that was 2019, correct? I believe.
Shang-Chi.
She's still going.
What are you talking about? All right,
I
figured it
believe the last original character outing was Captain Marvel.
out. Oh yeah. That
So
was
yeah, that didn't go so well. Captain Marvel was kind of a flop, but it still did well. But I think this next one, Shang-Chi, is what I believe Nick said, will be really good. And it's telling a complete different story. We're gonna see some like mythological kind of stuff. We're gonna see some powers.
we probably gonna see the actual Mandarin villain.
Oh yeah, I'm excited for that.
You
We're gonna go to
know,
hopefully.
Iron Man 3 thing.
Yeah, let's pretend that he doesn't exist. He just wasn't there. Hopefully we're revisiting Madripoor. I'd love to revisit this place. It's rare that we get to revisit places from the Marvel universe.
Except New York.
Except New York, yeah. If you guys want to watch a Marvel movie, it will be in New York. Believe me, when we make when me and Nick make parody Marvel video, it'll be New York. If it isn't, then you can kill us. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, Shang-Chi looks really good. But Black Widow is coming out next, and maybe
Black
we'll do an
Widow's
episode
next.
talking about our predictions. But for now, all I'm gonna say is it looks like a movie that is made by Marvel that I will watch and pay $30 for premium access. Or maybe the movies will be open and I'll go watch it 3 times if I like it.
I've made the prediction like how the new trailer for the Black Widow movie basically sums it up as her unfinished business. So what I'm predicting at the end is we might see like a funeral organized by Hawkeye for Black Widow because of what happened in Endgame.
Of course.
We didn't get to see her get her funeral, but it'll be a nice thing to add to the movie.
Yeah.
But that's just my prediction.
I can see that. I'm just hoping to talk about some Dark Avengers stuff. That is all. But yeah, hopefully, guys, me and Nick have been in the talks of making commentary episodes a bit more shorter, more dense, talking about smaller topics. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully, we'll be able to release one very soon. Because I know we both took a big break from recording stuff after the release of the No Serotonin Radio EP, which, by the way, guys, I'm doing his plug for him, but it's out. And if you guys haven't heard, I've heard Cold Blue Eyes is getting, something special very soon. Oh my god!
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, me either. What? Leak? No way. This is like a Marvel end credit scene. Hopefully me and Nick are gonna get to working on some big things. Alright guys, you know me as the Togurt. Come on now. If you guys haven't known already, I'm finally fully streaming on twitch.tv/Togurt with 3 T's. 3 T's at the end. I do a lot of streaming, usually 2 to 3 times a week. So if you want to pass by, drop a follow. I'd really appreciate it a lot. And sometimes Nick will be in chat, so maybe you'll be lucky and see the MW Nick in chat, MW Nick alive. And as for Nick,
So yeah, you will see me sometimes on Togurt streams. I'll just be chatting, and you would notice the name MW Nick Live. That is right. I am setting up stuff for streaming, but that's still gonna come at a very. It's just all set up right now, and yeah. But right now, for this next month, there's gonna be a couple of videos, like a couple videos.
Like we're finally back on track, boys.
After the release and the certain radio release, I just had to find my footing again to be making more stuff. But it's all getting back together. You are most likely gonna see another commentary episode this month.
Pog.
You are gonna be seeing a review video of the Mortal Kombat movie, which I'm probably gonna be watching this weekend or tonight even.
Oh, fun.
There will be a recording. There will be another review recording, but with special guest Togurt. I'm not gonna reveal what it's on, but just keep an eye on that.
Guys, I'll leak it on my Twitch if you go follow me at twitch.tv.
No, shut up.
I'll leak it.
No.
All it takes is one follow.
And then I have announced that there are going to be 2 songs releasing in May.
By the way, guys, that was a big surprise for me. I didn't even know that was coming out.
Yep. And you are going to be seeing another skit video.
Yay! More new content.
Spoilers, it's not Cooking with Sean. I am sorry.
No! Chat. Not chat. Sorry, I've been used to think. Guys, I have leaks. Okay? Like, I know things on the inside that are going to happen, which I'm very excited for. So, if I'm excited, I think you guys should be too. So just stay tuned.
Well, yes, that is all of the stuff coming out from both of us. Togurt streaming, a lot of videos coming out this month from me in May. So I hope you guys enjoyed this commentary episode. The Falcon and Winter Soldier, an overall 9 from both of us. A pretty dang good show, just with a lot of missteps. Well, not a lot, just a couple. But yeah, that's it. I'm MW Nick, and this was
I'm Togurt.
That was Togurt.
That's me.
We are the hosts of 4 Aces Commentary, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.